Welcome to the Lowe's Talent Acquisition Sourcing 101 training. In this training, we'll review Boolean basics, candidate messaging, and how to stay organized during your search. Let's start with Boolean basics. So what is Boolean? Boolean is a structured search that allows you to connect keywords and phrases to refine results produced from a database. Most resume databases are searchable using Boolean. The and, or, not operators allow you to be very precise in finding candidate profiles and resumes that potentially match the position you're trying to fill. The Boolean operators or modifiers we're going to show you today are most commonly used in resume databases. Keep in mind that some databases and search engines use specific operators. So check with the help link or the frequently asked questions section of each database to make sure you understand how to use those operators. The key to searching with Boolean is to begin with a minimal number of keywords and refine your search by adding additional keywords. Let's look at the AND operator. AND is a limiting search operator. It's going to give you fewer results and help you to narrow your search. Looking at the diagram, cashier is the circle on the left and retail is the circle on the right. Our search results are narrowed to the shaded area that overlaps these two circles. So ideally, we're going to see resumes and candidate profiles that have retail experience. You're not going to see examples of cashier handlers outside of the retail industry. The OR operator acts opposite from the AND operator. OR instead expands and broadens your search results. This is great for searching words that are synonyms or words that have the same meaning. In this example, the circle on the left is cashier and the circle on the right represents retail. The shaded area is our search results, and you can see it's much larger than the area we saw in AND. OR is also ideal to use when you're trying to get a higher number of search results. The NOT operator will help you to limit results. It's ideal to use when you want to reduce irrelevant results. In this example, we were looking for a store manager, but we don't want them to be in the banking industry. So we'll include in the results store managers, but we are excluding resumes and profiles that contain the keyword banking. Let's take a look at other commonly used Boolean modifiers. Quotations can be used to find phrases by connecting keywords within the quotation marks. In our example, we are searching for job titles store manager, general manager, store lead. Parentheses are used in conjunction with your OR operator. Be sure to place an open parentheses at the beginning of your OR string and a closed parentheses at the end of your OR string. I like to remember using the parentheses by saying you always need to hug your ORs. The asterisk is also known as a wildcard. It substitutes letters within a word. This is also referred to as truncating a word or stemming a word. One last note about modifiers. Most resume databases will have a help link or an advanced search section that will help you to define and use the operators within that database. Keep in mind that different databases will support different operators. As you're building your keywords, track them in a Word document, Notepad, or Excel file. Be consistent with your tracking and refer to your notes often throughout your search. This research document will be helpful for you when you come to search for the same position in a different market next month. Let's look at the steps we've outlined for the sourcing strategy. Step 1. Analyze the job requirements. If you can't visualize what the day-to-day functions are of the role, then consult with your team or your supervisor and make sure you have a clear understanding of the goals and expectations of the position. Step 2. List the basic role details. Here's where you include all the facts you know about the role. Be sure to track this in your research document. Step 3. Outline the qualifications. What are the top priorities for the hiring manager? And are there any qualifications that aren't explicitly listed on the job description? Step 4. Start stringing together your Boolean operators that we just learned and create strings. Test your strings. Are they pulling back the results that you need to see? Be sure to adjust your keywords appropriately and track the changes. It's helpful for you to see your progress and reflect on what is working and what isn't working. Your research document should answer the question, who are you looking for? You'll want to include job details such as job title, location, seniority, department, and the main responsibilities. You'll also want to list the qualifications such as work experience, industry experience, required skills, nice to have skills, and any awards, certifications, and associations. Here's an example of what your research document will look like for this role. In this example, we're looking for an electrical pro in Charlotte, North Carolina. See the keywords listed to the left? We've listed all the possible job titles for this position. And on the right, we've listed all of the location details for this role. Step 2, build your string. At the bottom, we've built a simple search string that'll include one job title and one phrase, North Carolina, to define our location. Let's take a look at the search results we find when we're using this search string in Indeed.com. In the What section at the top of our Indeed search, we've entered our simple search string. The database has pulled back 1,046 resumes. But this is a lot of resumes to comb through, so let's narrow our results. It's important when you're conducting your searches to keep your search results at a manageable number. The right number of results may vary depending on the supply. The job responsibilities, experience level of the role, and the location will all factor in. You're encouraged to use Indeed Resume Database as it's free to search the database. Your results will provide you with lots of alternate keywords seen to the left in your results under the job title listing, and other data such as local competitor information. Be sure to track these details in your research document. In this example, we have modified our simple search string to include an OR string, sales or retail. By adding this OR string, we have reduced our search results to 330. The profiles we are now seeing include electricians that may have expertise in sales or in a retail environment. You can also see that our job title listing to the left of the page has new keywords. These could aid us in our search, so be sure to track these in your research document. Here are a few tips for writing search strings. First, start simply with a simple keyword search. Only use a couple of keywords, and then add in keywords using Boolean. Spend time researching alternate keywords and synonyms. How can you go beyond the terms that are listed in the job description? Think outside the box and include words using natural language. Examples include responsible for, experience in, I currently am. Let's talk about candidate messaging. Consider that your candidate is asking themselves, what's in it for me? Nowadays, it's easy for candidates to search for jobs. So whether you're messaging candidates via one of our tools or using Outlook, it's important to make your message stand out by personalizing the message, including selling points, and providing the candidate with a clear call to action. Subject lines are the first thing a candidate sees when you receive an email, so make it enticing. With over 1/3 of candidates not opening your email, you want to make sure that the subject line is attention grabbing. So how can you make it enticing? Personalize your message. Use their name or details about them. Add credibility by using Lowe's in the subject line. We have a strong brand, so take advantage of it. Create urgency in the title by saying interview today or regarding your resume. Finally, remember that candidates are opening emails more often via mobile devices, so ensure your message is not too long and is comfortable enough for a candidate to read on a smaller screen. As a reminder, our recruitment emails are subject to be picked up by spam filters. Avoid using words such as the following to keep your email out of spam folders. As you're sending messages, you may want to monitor your messaging success by testing which messages get the best responses. You can divide your candidate pool in half and send each half a different subject line or a different message. And you can test which version gets the most replies. In this example, one half of our candidate pool was sent Lowe's is hiring seasonal cashiers. Interview today. While the other half was sent candidate name, Lowe's wants you in our location, store team. You can keep track of your results via Excel and modify your messaging accordingly. This is a more advanced tracking technique, but it's certainly something to consider and help you improve your messaging. Remember, each message you send to a candidate should include a link for your candidate to apply. This includes messages sent from Outlook, Indeed, LinkedIn, etc. It's important to note that our job application links sent via Indeed and LinkedIn are deliverable to the candidate with a clickable hyperlink, so your candidates can easily submit their applications via your message. Personalized messages should be clear and concise. Your initial message is a conversation starter, so use a conversational tone. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals. Avoid messages often sent by other recruiters, such as, I saw your profile and thought you'd be a good fit. Instead, create an original note that shows you took the time to review their profile. Let's look at some specific examples of how to use personalized messaging. Here's an example of messaging to use when you're targeting candidates with a specific skill. Here's an example of messaging to use when you're targeting candidates that were referred to you. Remember, don't be afraid to ask your candidates for referrals. This messaging is focused on targeting passive candidates. A passive candidate is considered to be an individual that may not be active on the job market. Here's an example of messaging to use when you're trying to network with a candidate. This may come in handy for those very hard to fill skill sets. Be sure to clearly sell the role and list the requirements for a qualified candidate so that you can be introduced to the right individual. Here's a messaging example to use when connecting with candidates on LinkedIn. This version is short and simple. This screenshot shows you how to connect with candidates and include a message. By contrast, here's an example of a very detailed message that includes many selling points for the role. This longer message is ideal to use in a LinkedIn InMail. When should you send your email? There isn't a good day of the week anymore. People are so connected, and since over 40% of people open their emails on their mobile devices, there is no shut-off period. This chart shows us that any weekday during the business hours are ideal for sending messages. What time of day should I send my email? Sending your messages at the beginning of the day will allow your candidate more daylight hours to respond. Let's talk about getting organized. Staying organized in your searching and messaging will help you to be more successful. Here's an example of how to organize your desktop folders on your computer or OneDrive. You can organize how you best see fit. Here's just one suggestion. In this example, we're organizing our folders using nested clusters. You can see the nested clusters help you to see the simple relationships of documents related to a search. At the highest level, you would create a folder for your store. Within the store folder, you can keep recruiting and sourcing documents related to that store all in one place. For each position that you are sourcing, you can add a job folder to the store folder. Inside the job folders are the resumes, phone screens, internal approval letters, offer letters. Any candidate tracking Excel spreadsheets, templates, and other research documents containing search strings can be housed in the main store folder for easy access. Here's a visual of how to organize your folders using the nested clusters. Store name is in the main folder. Job titles are the second level folders. And the folders in the third level are organized by documentation type. Another great way to stay organized is to use Excel to track your work. You can save separate Excel sheets to track rec assignments, candidates, messages, subject line effectiveness, etc. Tracking candidates is important. You'll be tracking your candidates in our CRM system, Lead Manager. One way to easily upload your candidates into Lead Manager is to bulk upload using the IBM Lead Import template. Either download IBM's template directly from Lead Manager or see the customized spreadsheet in the handouts at the end of the presentation. This spreadsheet is IBM's template that has been especially formatted for the Lowe's system configuration. All of the fields required to import properly for a lead profile have been highlighted in red. Keeping your Outlook inbox organized will also help you to maximize your productivity. Consider organizing your folders by teams, tools, stores, job boards, etc. Let's look at how to stay organized using the rules function on Outlook. This example shows how to organize your folders in Outlook. This is similar to the example we saw in organizing your desktop folders. Click on the hyperlink in the presentation to be directed to Microsoft's instructions on creating rules in Outlook. Keeping emails from job boards will help you to stay on top of your candidates that respond to your messaging. Rules will help you to automatically move job board emails from your main inbox into folders. Scheduling time daily to check your folders will allow you to stay focused on the category of tasks And stay on top of replies from candidates, such as LinkedIn connection requests, InMail replies, and Indeed responses. This concludes the Lowe's Talent Acquisition Sourcing 101 training. On the next slide, you'll find 3 reference documents to help you put some of the learnings into practice. Print these out and keep them handy while you're sourcing, messaging, and tracking your research. The Sourcing 101 desktop reference document is a quick summary of Boolean basics. The email messaging examples document has templates you can use while messaging candidates. The Lead Manager import template has been customized to help you load your newly found resumes into the CRM database Lead Manager. Happy sourcing!